Hi guys, my name is Dante,
and welcome back to Overpain.
So yeah, the camera is now in frontal position for good. Tell me guys what you think about that. I kinda like it. It looks more in your face. Kinda fun. Anyway, today's patient is Mike. Probably the easiest one to remember in this series. So yeah, Mike and his submission, a painting with a pirate, aka sea-traveling sociopath, with a knife in the night, looking for you, probably. Hello, Dante. I've been binge-watching your videos on YouTube for the past month. I wonder how the evolution of my hair looks like when you binge-watch. Great stuff. Thanks. I've been painting on my phone for a while. This was done on Autodesk Sketchbook. Interesting. And was wondering if you have tried any mobile apps. If so, what are your thoughts? I tried quite a few on Android, and last time I actually checked out most of the painting programs on my phone. The best one turned out to be called, I think, just Painter. Let me check for a sec. It's like Infinite Painter. Yeah, there you go. Infinite Painter. It's really impressive. It has all kinds of features in there, including even like perspective grids and whatnot. It has a lot more features than I have on my desktop at most times. It's really powerful, like wow. Blending brushes and everything. Really good. Okay, so one thing though. Mike never actually directly mentioned that this submission is for Overpain. But I'm gonna assume. So yeah, let's paint over this thing. It was painted on the phone, which is really cool. So let's see what I want to fix. The first thing is the composition, probably. Like, I think it's too long, too vertical. There's not much going on at the bottom part. I assume that's just because this is the default canvas shape for the phone. So right now I really feel like the bottom part really doesn't need to be this long. And maybe we'll crop the top a little bit as well, just to balance out the position of the character vertically. So let's do that. Oh no, wait. First I wanna take this lily with me. And this one. And this one. Nah, that one will be fine probably. Well yeah, this feels much more comfortable, I believe. And we still have some space to show the reflection from the character on the water, which is nice. So, after fixing the composition, now I have a problem with two main things. Number one is the values on the body from the light source. We'll talk about it in a moment. And the second thing is the reflection on the water, of course. Like, it feels like it was very shy, kind of a reflection, like maybe there's not a lot of practice in doing that. Or it felt like it would be too much work, which is not necessary. Like, you can hide certain details in the brushwork when it's waves. So we'll probably do exactly that. But also, I think there should be a bit of a different choice on values here. Meaning the character should be brighter than the night sky in the back. But it kind of also meets the problem of the values on the character. And one of the compounds of the problem of the values is that the light source is not bright enough, or the sky is too bright. Since it's night, we should make it look like it's actually, like there's a reason to use this candle light thing. So I think I want to darken the sky a bit. Not everywhere, there's something interesting going on with the soft light around the character's head, which kind of highlights him, which is nice. And then when we'll have a stronger contrast, meaning the character will be bright and the sky will be darker, it will be much easier to understand how to highlight the silhouette of the character on water, meaning the character will be a brighter spot and the water itself would be much darker. Especially close to the character, it will be darker and only getting some reflection of some of the sky that will leave bright. It will be getting it only closer to horizon due to the Fresnel effect, so water will be more reflective further away from us. So let's do those things. That's the plan for fixing most of the stuff here. Aside from that, like, the character is awesome and all that. Maybe we'll add something in the design to make things a bit more fun, but I'm not even sure what yet. So yeah, let's paint around and fix some values, and then move on to the body specific values right here, because there's some problems with the way the torso is rendered. Oh wow, kind of a legit ray effect in here, looking so nice. I have nothing else to say about that. So yeah, I made the sky a bit darker already. We'll add a little bit of details that was really interesting before. We'll try to add something of that, but still we need to maintain the feeling of night. And now we can see how the water is a bit too bright, like why would it be so bright? Exactly, we're gonna make it darker now. And the reflections will become more dramatic and realistic. So yeah, the reflection from the light should be, of course, perfectly vertical underneath the light. Because water and gravity, water is always completely horizontal, so the reflection is completely vertical. Yeah, that helps a lot. Awesome. So, I removed a lot of details because it's just easier to build a proper gradient of colors on the water and the sky before putting all the little lilies and whatnot on top. So I'll probably add a little bit more of this red or flamey color around this area, like there's some kind of fire going on. Maybe there's a ship of these pirates that is on fire, and this guy is looking for the arsonist. That'll make sense. So we'll add some action maybe in there, but it's like far away, hiding in the fog a little bit. And that is creating some kind of rim light on the character here. We'll probably add a bit more on the legs and everything, so it's gonna be actually lighting up everything a bit. I noticeably decreased the orange glow around the character because there is no excuse for it to be too big. Even this is kinda too big, but whatever. So I started working on the values a bit on the pants, on this red scarf thing on his head. So what I did is I started working with actually the color of the scarf in here and made the brightest spot at a place where it's facing the light source the most. Then I darkened it away, and on the rim light it's warmer but also it's paler since there's probably some reflection going on. So that's the main thing I changed on the red cloth, is that I sort of flipped the pale and the saturated color. Like there's no sense in it being pale in this spot, like I don't even know what's the logic behind this. And in here there will probably be a bit paler color since the reflection is going on. So there's that. No details yet, just because details come later. So yeah, moving on with the values on the body, on the knife by the way. It's glowing a lot. Let's search. So he doesn't seem to be like any kind of main guy. He's not a captain or anything. So he probably can't afford an actual belt. So he's gonna be wearing a rope. A cool shadow from the rope onto the leg. Looks legit. Now, for the torso, I've made quite a few changes. It's far from being done, but so far it's going pretty cool. The main thing that I changed is I was really thinking about the position of the torso comparing to the light in 3 dimensions. That means, initially, I assume, judging by the way it looks like, Mike was analyzing the geometry the following way. For instance, this tit, it's kind of like having this round surface, so that means everything that's on the right is gonna softly highlight it. Everything that's on the left is gonna creating a shadow because there's no light in there. And each part was like this. So basically, the thought process is working with generic feature of roundness, but not really thinking about the fact that this light is not just to the bottom right, but also in front. So in that case, it's not gonna be lighting up the bottom right edge, but bottom right front side. So this is gonna be the brightest spot. And this spot is gonna have very soft, big area. This looks like the weirdest nipple in the world. The biggest soft area because the tit is very flat, like it's not super round, it's closer to being flat. So that's why I tried to go away from this edge shading, which makes no sense. There's no like scales on his body. These are soft things that basically all together form a round cylinder, a round torso. There's just bumps on it, but they're not critical, they're not that big. So what I'm trying to say is, while analyzing this, I'm also analyzing the fact that this thing is like a torso with this kind of softness going on. So no matter how many bumps there is with the muscles, still this spot right here is gonna be generally brighter. That means that the darkest areas between the muscles or wherever they like face away a little bit is gonna be still really bright. It's gonna be a little tiny bit darker than the brightest spot. You see how subtle the shadow is in here, because there's no reason to make it any darker. We're still on the spot of this cylinder of the torso that is facing the light source. That little bump of a muscle is not gonna make such a drastic change. This is, I think you guys noticed that this is the main thing that I probably mention in each overpaint, because this is a number one thing about rendering. You have to learn that values love subtleties. Like, making a shadowy side of something doesn't mean that it should be dark. It just should be maybe just a little tiny bit darker than the bright one, so it's still gonna be kinda bright. You really have to analyze not just the small muscle, but also where it is on a big body in general, where the whole body is facing. That will change the brightness of the shadow. Yeah. So yeah, it immediately kind of looks much more impressive and cool with this kind of shading. I'm still not done. I think this area should be a bit brighter. Like, this back-ish muscle should also catch a bit more light since it's facing forward. And that's the only thing I'm thinking about. On this side of a cylinder, there's no place for any projected shadows. So the only thing I'm thinking about is where the surface is facing. If it's facing a little bit away, I'm gonna darken it a bit. Then there's muscle coming in again on the belly muscles. So I'm gonna make it a bit brighter and softly go away. And in here it goes into the shadow, and then again another muscle will catch a bit more light. But let's not forget that this is the already darkened area of the cylinder, so the brightest spot is gonna be a lot darker than it's here, and the shadow is gonna be darker than it's here. Like, everything is getting darker, the bright area of the muscle and the dark area of the muscle. So yeah, let's keep on working on everything, mostly on the body, and then maybe jump around the whole composition a little bit and add some details to the background. Also, the geometry of this arm, since it's really facing us a lot, it should have this kind of section. So this part, this sleeve thing, should be a lot more round looking for us. By the way, not sure what kind of zipper is this. Like, how does this work? I'm not sure. It looks pretty badass though, so I'm keeping it. So yeah, I worked a bit more on the arms and whatnot. On the actual hands, let's see, maybe basic values. Oh, let's add a ring on the nipple. There we go. Much more interesting this area is now. Too many highlights. Let's remove all of them and just add one. Like here. Okay, done with the character. Now let's spend like 10 minutes jumping around the background to add some action to it. Okay, done. So I added some waves, some of these stick grass things and whatnot. Some kind of fire going on in there. Almost ruins by now. and it lightens up some of the either clouds or smoke from the fire, probably, and added tiny little bits of the moonlight reaching us through the slimmest areas of the clouds, or again, the smoke, and a little bit of a hint on the horizon light in here to add a little bit of depth to the composition. Ooh, let's add the tattoo, actually just in multiply. So yeah, now I merge it and blur it in, like blend it in the details a little bit with the picture itself. This way I get all the colors I need, and at the same time it won't stick out of everything else, because whenever I see a tattoo on any concept of a character, you can always see how it's just in a separate layer, and that's it, like no further work was done after that. The surface and its details should share common strokes, common brushwork. That way it will look legit, like this. Okay, so we're done here. Thank you, Mike, for your submission. A really cool character, and I really loved the fact that I could work on some of the values on the body. It was quite interesting for me as well to figure some things out. So tell me guys what you think. And if you want to submit your own artwork for Overpain, drop $1 on my Patreon page, the link is in the end of this video, and make a post in the community feed, right here. A lot of people still ask how to do this. Well, you just go here, yeah. So yeah, just $1 to support the channel and drop your artwork and write something nice underneath. And I thank you for watching if you did. I guess you did. If you're here, leave a like and subscribe. Tell a friend.
Find him and kill him.
Do whatever you want. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Damn, you're buff. For some reason, I never noticed it while working. He is really ripped.
Is it hot in here?